Chiefs Kingdom ACU crew, welcome back. We're here for another live podcast for that ass. This is only me today. Steve is at work. I'm doing the Wednesday War Room. Why not? Let's hang out. Let's talk some Chiefs football. If you've seen it on the thumbnail, Skyy Moore has been designated to return from IR. That means they're going to open up his 21-day practice window. This is probably to the dismay of every single Chiefs fan in the history of Chiefs football. Is probably not excited about this. Skyy Moore's own family may actually not be very excited about this. But here's what I'll say about it. I don't think he gets on the field much. I think they'll ease him back. He probably doesn't play this week. They may get him back for the AFC Championship game if we beat Buffalo. When we beat Buffalo, by the way, in Orchard Park. Will he play a lot? No. But I am glad they're opening up the window, and I'm glad that they do have him in the arsenal, and he is getting healthy. You never know when you may need him. Look, he stepped up big last year and had a nice punt return there late in the season when we needed him. Is he a receiving threat? Not so much. But I tell you, I still don't give up faith on Skyy not being able to be a serviceable human in this league. He's just got to get through that thick skull, and he's got to make it happen. And that's what I hope happened over these past few weeks on IR. Maybe I think it was a wake-up call by the Chiefs. Let's see if it holds. I would love to see if he does get a shot. Maybe he comes out and he looks a little different. Maybe he looks like he's got a little bit more fire under him. He gets open. He runs the routes better. He's paying more attention. He's more alert. He catches the ball. I would like to see that happen. If he comes out and it's the same old same, I think Skyy may be entertaining, Brett Veach may be entertaining some trade opportunities for Skyy Moore if possible. Or Skyy's days in Kansas City may be limited. We'll put it that way. We have some new members in the house. Chris Wright. Good to see you, Chris. Haven't seen Chris in a while. Chris is back. Chris is a member. Chris has been a member for a while. He's an OG. He's awesome. We got Greg. Greg Goodwin is a new member of ACU crew. And then, of course, Pops showing up as a member of the ACU crew. A Patrick Mahomes member, it looks like, for old Pops. Pops going hard in the paint today for the ACU crew. If you haven't noticed, we got our monetization back. For now, YouTube's crazy. They could throw out anything at any given second. We seen that last time. So you always gotta just take it as it rolls. Each day is a new day with YouTube. You never know what you're gonna get, but for right now, everything's good, and we'll celebrate that and we'll thank the good Lord because no problems right now. Knock on wood. I don't have wood. This is probably the closest thing I can find. But yeah. So that's what it is. So I appreciate y'all being here. I appreciate you being new members. Hit that like button for me. Subscribe if you haven't. We're almost at 20.5K. We're getting close to 21K by the end of the season. So we're excited. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about Skyy Moore. I mean, obviously I'm reading some. We'll start with Lewis, our boy Lewis. Who would want Skyy Moore? You're right. I don't think a lot of Chiefs fans do want Skyy Moore. I don't really want even Kadarius Toney to come back. Me and Steve had a little talk about this earlier. Could Kadarius Toney offer something on the punt return, kick return? Yes, possibly. He very well could. I don't want it to mess up. I don't want these guys to come in and start Andy feeling he has to get the rotation back and start doing this and doing that, and doing this and doing that. I like the way Rashee Rice is going. He has ticked up in plays. He had 60 plus, last game, and we've seen that. And that's what I like from Rashee Rice. And so I don't want these guys coming back in and start messing with that. That's not what I want. I think I'm freezing up a little bit. I think my internet's about trash. If anybody has Spectrum, it's complete trash. I tried T-Mobile out. They're just as bad. They lie. They're like, hey, you can have great internet, but then they don't tell you that your neighbor over here playing Candy Crush gets to prioritize your internet access. So yeah, they're trash too. If anybody knows any good internet, throw it my way because my God, it's horrible. Wish I could get Starlink. That with Elon Musk. I don't know how that is, but we'll see. I can't get Google Fiber. Can't do it. I'm too far out of the cityscape. But yeah. Travis, what's up, Travis? He says, Mike, do you believe that whoever wins Chiefs versus Bill games wins it all this season? I do think whoever wins this game is more prepared to beat the Ravens. If the Ravens win, I think either of these two teams right here can knock off the Ravens. From the other side of it, we've already seen, the 49ers and different things. Whoever comes out over there, I think the Chiefs and the Bills are the two biggest. I would think somebody out of the AFC is winning it this year. I don't think the NFC has enough. I don't. We'll see. Chris Wright gifts 5 memberships. Chris, back on it, back on the action, and he gifts 5 memberships. We appreciate that, Chris. I appreciate it. Chris, I know Chris is going to help build these memberships back up to where they were. I know he will. He's awesome. He did it the first time. Cobra Kai Ty, he was awesome the first time. I'm sure he'll be back, and we're going to get this thing rolling again, and it's not going to be a problem. It's a little setback. The comeback is greater than the setback, and that's what's happening. That's what's up. Brian Parrott was gifted a membership. Congrats. Ray Ray was gifted a membership. Stephen James was gifted a membership. KY was gifted a membership. And Brian Gales was gifted a membership by Chris Wright. So throw some legendaries in the chat now, because you can do that. We got our emojis back. Legendaries in the chat for our boy Chris Wright. And be sure to thank him, because he's awesome. KWL69 became a new member. Thank you, KWL. Appreciate you, brother. Guys, I tell you, I'm feeling good about this game this week. Another thing that we alluded to in the title of the video, I'll say, more snow in Buffalo. They're calling for more snow, midweek snow this time, midweek. This is a little thing I found today. I'll just read it. Just when we thought it was done snowing, Mother Nature decided on making Western New York like a living snow globe once again. Orchard Park is expected to get way more than just a dusting in the next few days coming up. According to AccuWeather, 1 to 3 inches are supposed to accumulate on Wednesday. That's the day. 1 to 3 inches. And OP, Orchard Park, will get an extra 3 to 6 inches on Thursday. So this could be anywhere between 6 to 9 inches. No, that could be anywhere, 6 to 9 inches. That's insane. It's looking like there could be an extra inch or 2 on Friday as well. We could get almost up to another foot of snow in Orchard Park. This is insane. When asked if the snow could affect a short practice week, Sean McDermott said they have a plan in place. Well, it's about time. You guys need to do something. Get an indoor facility. Do they not have any indoor facilities in Buffalo? Surely to God they got something. Like, these guys are crazy. They're here living like cavemen. Looking at the weekend, the weather reports are saying there will be a little snow in the morning on Saturday, not a lot, and possible flurries when the Chiefs play on Sunday afternoon. Temperatures are looking like a high of 26 and a low of 18 on game day, with wind gusts at 16 miles an hour. So this is going to be another cold one, 2 weeks in a row from the Chiefs. They probably just now defrosted their entire bodies, like right now, and they're having to prepare to go back and do it again. I will say this, Sean McDermott, since 2017, and the Bills, in games, and this includes playoffs, that are 32 degrees or below, are a whopping 11-1. Does that scare me? No, it does not scare me. I am not scared of anybody right now. I think the Chiefs are clicking on all cylinders? No. Did I see enough in the last game to say I feel comfortable right now? Yes. Because at this point, it's all about if the Chiefs want to go out, prepare, perform, and have a little intensity behind them. That's it. That's all it takes. Get rid of the mental errors. That's all we really need. So the Chiefs have got through the season. It's been a tough season. I think mentally they should have all been able to be broken down a few times, built back up, and I think they're ready to go. Think I know. Marvelous Mike in the house. What's up, Marvelous Mike? He says, the funniest guy I was ever locked up with was from Pikeville. Okay, Marvelous Mike. This is a wild comment. Didn't expect to see this at 4:37 Eastern time in the afternoon. Marvelous Mike has been locked up with a guy from Pikeville. Yeah, buddy. You guys are hilarious. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you being here, and I'm glad you're out of the jail. I'm glad you're out of the clink, baby. I'm glad you're out. I don't know where to go from that. I'm just glad you're out. Let's go. Cole says 6 to 9 inches is a dusting for New York. I lived in Watertown, New York, about 20 minutes from the Canadian border for a couple years. That area gets tons of snow. Yeah, I'm sure they're used to it. Dude, their last little bit of snow, though, that stadium, everything looked horrible, man. They looked like that must have been really bad if they had to cancel games and they were begging for people to help, and then they didn't even have the stadium clean. Insane. Who knows? Yeah, Pop did not play in the last matchup. The Chiefs got a lot going for him here. Look, Skyy Moore, he's not going to play this week. I'm almost positive. If they activate him for the game, it would be a miracle. And we all can just about guess what Skyy Moore's done versus Buffalo. This year in week 14 against Buffalo, he had one target. He did not catch the football. One target. He did not catch the football. He only played four pass snaps out of the slot. And he played 7 out wide. Why in the world is Skyy Moore playing double the snaps from the outside wide receiver position than from the slot? Like, I don't care who it is. If Skyy Moore's on the field and he's not in the slot, he is not effective. I don't know how many times. Who's got to call Arrowhead? Who's got to get in touch with Andy? Do we got to send up a smoke signal? Do we got to write a letter? Do we need to send it by carrier pigeon? Why can't these guys figure out that 5'0" Skyy Moore is a slot guy? That's what you drafted him for. That's what he did in college. He is not big enough to run the outside positions. And I get it. Everybody in Andy Reid's offense has to do everything. Cool. Great. But he can't. So come back to the table and tell us that you botched the pick and that you screwed it up because you got a guy that can't do it on the outside, or come back to the table and say, well, this guy was a slot receiver and that's what we're going to use him as. But by all means, again, you didn't draft Shaquille O'Neal to play point guard because guess what? He would have sucked. So you've got to get him in the right spot. Going back to 2022, he played in a game against Buffalo. Yeah, he did. He played in a game against Buffalo. It was week number 6. He had 1 reception on 3 targets for 24 yards. But I'll tell you this, his offensive PFF grade was one of the highest he had all season. It was actually his 4th highest grade he had recorded all season. He took 9 snaps from the slot and only 6 out wide. Surprise, surprise. He had a much better day with double the snaps from the slot. Like, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure this out. It's insane to me that the Chiefs coaching staff cannot put players in position that they need to be in to produce. It's insane. Chris Wright with the 5. Appreciate you, Chris. He says no Drew Tranquil, no Bolton, no Pop last time. 19 offsides, sadly. Diggs 4 for 24 yards because of Sneed. Yeah, that was a crazy game last time. If you go back and look at the last time we played in the playoffs with Buffalo, again, that's the infamous 13-second game. Okay. Buffalo lost in overtime 42-36. But check this out. Neither team turned the ball over. Neither team had a turnover. Both quarterbacks, Mahomes and Josh Allen, finished with passer ratings above 120. That's insane. Josh Allen ended up going 73% pass completions, 329 yards, and had 4 touchdowns. Buffalo actually totaled 397 offensive yards. They're not going to do that again against this team. This defense we have right now is too much. They're not doing that again. Mahomes in the playoffs, in the 13-second game, was 33 of 44. That's 75%. 378 passing yards and finished with 3 passing touchdowns. He also added 1 on the ground. So that's 4 touchdowns on the day from Mahomes. And he totaled 447 offensive yards and a 123.1 passer rating. Gabe Davis was their big guy in the playoff games. It was not Stephon Diggs. It was Gabe Davis. He had a career day that day. 8 catches, 201 yards, and 4 touchdowns receiving. Okay, 4 touchdowns receiving. I don't remember who was supposed to be guarding him out there, but they did an atrocious job. Okay, so look, Gabe Davis is not going to have 200 yards receiving and 4 touchdowns again. If he does, we're going to get beat again. But with this defense, there's no way. Okay, Sneed's not letting it happen. McDuffie's not letting it happen. Josh Williams, Jalen Watson, They're not letting it happen. It's not happening again. In that first game, in the playoff game, 974 yards of total offense, 53 first downs, and there was only 4 penalties in the entire game. They let them play. I hope that the one thing that comes out of this is that they will let them play. 4 penalties. That's what I want to see in the game coming up. That's exactly what I want to see. Let's let it roll at that. If the officials don't get in the game, if the officials are going to call the ticky-tacky L'Jarius Sneed grabs here and there, if they want to call, every time somebody gets close to Josh Allen, what's his flop over-under on the week? Does anybody have a number on that out of Vegas? I'm sure it's at least 3, over-under 3 flops for Josh Allen. He's probably going to fake some slides. He's going to get out of the pocket. I think that's what he's going to do. If they're smart, I think you put a spy on him. You put a linebacker to spy him. Who do you put on him? Drew Tranquill is fast. He can spy, but Drew Tranquill may be too small to take Josh Allen down. That's a big possibility. That's a big boy. Same with Willie Gay. Willie Gay's fast. Willie Gay can hit. I like Willie Gay being the spy more than I like Drew Tranquill. But Willie Gay is also known to miss some tackles here and there. You can't really do it with Bolton. Bolton's he's too vital at other things. You can't just have this guy just QB spying all day. But I don't mind Bolton doing the QB spy if everybody else can get it together. That's why this linebacker crew is really good. I think Cam Jordan would be good at that. Is Cam Jordan going to play that many snaps? No. Could Leo do it? Possibly, but I don't really love it with Leo. Could you possibly do it with a safety, a big old safety? I don't know. I wouldn't trust a safety to do it probably. But yeah, that would be my thing. I'm going to hit Josh Allen every time he leaves the pocket. I'm hitting Josh Allen. I don't care if it's inbounds. I'm not condoning cheap shots. I'm not condoning trying to hurt anybody. But when he leaves the pocket, you hit him so hard his ancestors feel it. That's how you stop it. Make him think twice about getting out of the pocket. Make him think twice about trying to put his head down and pick up 2 or 3 extra yards to get a first. Drill him. If you get hit with a penalty here or there, if it's a ticky-tacky, maybe it was, a second too late, or it was on time and they're just going to say it's late, or Josh Allen cries enough that he gets the official to throw the flag, so be it. It just is what it is. But that's what I think. That's what I think I would do. That would be, and I'm sure Spags is going to do some great stuff, by the way. I think he's going to come up with some good stuff. I think that's probably a big talking point amongst the Bills this week is how they can move the ball on Spags. We do have Sean Hockley this week. He's our crew. A lot of people were worried about Carl Cheffers. It's Sean Hockley. So we got Hockley. Brian Parrott actually says, aren't we 8-2 with Hockley's crew? We're up there. We're big. The one thing we talked about yesterday is the Chiefs, according to Vegas, opened up as a 2.5-point underdog. 45.45. That's a very specific number. 45.45. That is, let me see. That is Washington Wizards Michael Jordan. Washington Wizards Michael Jordan. Look at that. 45% of the Chiefs winning. The crazy thing is, Hockley has done so many games this year, and the home team only wins 45.45 times. That's not coincidence, ladies and gentlemen. That's the Lord doing some work for us. It's not a coincidence. That's as too odd of a number, and the home team only wins 45.45, which means the away team, come on now. The away team, baby. The away team. A lot of people, I was reading today, by the way, Patrick Mahomes, he's only played in Orchard Park one time, and it wasn't even a true game. It was the COVID season. It wasn't even a full stadium. Who cares? Like, if you're doubting Patrick Mahomes' ability on the football field based on how many people were in the stands, you don't have a clue about football. You do not have a clue about football if you think because less people were in the crowd, Mahomes isn't going to do the same kind of stuff. Like, what are you talking about? Like, come on. I don't think crowd noise is as big of a thing as it was in years past. Why? They got a green dot on their helmet. They know these plays. They run these plays. There's more practice time. There's just so much more that goes into it. A lot of times, it really does not. Like, watch Jawan Taylor. This dude knows the snap count. Like, they're not watching for the ball to move. They're not really listening for a lot. Like, they kind of know the cadence. And you hear it. I just don't think it makes a big deal anymore like it used to. Look at Arrowhead. Like, Arrowhead used to be big. Good Lord, we almost made John Elway cry and quit one time. And now, if you notice, Arrowhead, no matter how loud it gets, did two of them even have a false start penalty? They may have had 1, 2 last week at tops, 2. And I don't even think it was 2. I don't even know if they got a false start. So that's what I'm saying. It's not that big of a deal anymore. So for them to come out and do that and try to use that as an excuse against Patrick Mahomes, that's the most ignorant crap I've ever heard. There's just no way. There's no way. I'm going to try to get to the chat and read some. Before I do that, hit that like button for me. Hit that subscribe button. If you're new here, you've never seen this show before, I'm usually with my brother Steve. He's not here today. He's at work. So there's usually 2 of us clowns, and we're usually talking back and forth. We're usually arguing. We're usually having fun. We're usually making perverted jokes. We're usually doing something stupid. That's what we're doing. But first and foremost, we're talking about the Chiefs. We're Chiefs die hard. So if you want Chiefs die hard commentary, if you don't want to have to watch NFL Network for the 3 minutes of Chiefs they'll report on all day, just come find this channel. Come find this channel. And we're gonna get it out to you. We're gonna talk about it. You may not like our opinion. That's fine. Don't kill us for it. Just support it. Just tell us how stupid we are and go on. It'll be fun. By the way, if you guys haven't already, memberships. You can do it now. You can do it. I don't remember how to get the memberships. It's been so daggone long. You just go to the page, you click it, you can subscribe. I think you can go to sub.allchiefedup.com and you can become a member for $5. You can also hit up our Patreon, patreon.com/allchiefedup. That's $10 a month. We're going to do more and more Patreon stuff. A lot of draft stuff coming up going on Patreon. So appreciate that. If you've been around, you know that we have now partnered up with Foco. Foco is now a partner with All Chiefed Up. So we're proudly not sponsoring, but we're proudly pushing Foco items. And they just released an awesome bobblehead. Look at this. The Kansas City Chiefs Snoopy and Woodstock Joe Cool Peanuts dual bobblehead. Look at this. Woodstock and Snoopy both doing a little bobblehead action. Chiefs time. Only 150 of those bad boys. Click the link in the description or whatever. I'll actually put it on a ticker right now. Use code GOLDCHIEFS10 for 10% off all your orders at Foco. Let them know All Chiefed Up sent you. But yeah, back to the football. Back to the football, baby. Chris Wright has just gifted 20 All Chiefed Up memberships. Chris, that is the coolest thing, dude. You don't know how much that means to our channel trying to get back to where we were. You guys have no idea how bad YouTube just drilled us. Like, I wish we can't really like tell you guys everything that they did, because if they ever, that's actually in their clause. We're not allowed to talk about specifics because God knows they don't want to look bad. But yeah, we were over 300, 400 members strong. And now it's all starting back from scratch. So Chris, we appreciate that, brother. We appreciate all you guys that's coming in and doing this. That is just amazing. You guys make sure you have your memberships turned on, your gifts. You have to accept gifts. So find that little thing at the top and go click Chris's button up at the top. Okay. Just go click his little thing above the chat. It says see, and it'll have a little gift, and it'll say 20 gifts. Click that bad boy, and then make sure it says allow gifts. Once you click allow gifts, it'll bring up a little slot thing that you got to slide over. And it says, slide it over, and it says you could receive a 1-month membership to the channel to interact with All Chiefs Up. Just make sure that's slid over, and you got a chance of getting this. And by the way, it's so new right now that if you guys just go do it, you're probably going to get one, because Chris is throwing out memberships. And why wouldn't you get one? Like, you got a really good shot. So I appreciate it. Chris, I appreciate it, man. You're the man. Everybody throw legendaries in the chat for him. Legendaries in the chat for Chris. Just legendaries. I'm going to go throw some in myself. Watch. I got my personal account over here. I like to keep this logged in so I can read the chat when my computer locks up. So there we go. Boom. We're going to throw some legendaries in the chat for our boy Chris. Appreciate you guys. A lot of people are asking about the Chiefs signing a safety. Did you hear about this? The Chiefs have picked up a safety from the Jets. It's Trey Dean III. When he come out of Florida, he played safety. He's still a safety, obviously. He fell out of all draft boards. He didn't get drafted. He was a UDFA. I actually thought he was about a 6th-round pick, early 7th. That's where I would have drafted him. According to my draft analysis, which we're going to get into a lot this year, baby. Follow All Chiefed Up if you love the draft, because, boy, I dig in and I go at it. I don't usually start until the Chiefs get bounced. So I'm planning on not starting this to after the Super Bowl. After the Super Bowl parade, after I take a vacation, then I'm going to come back. And we're going to just tear it up for the months of March and April. And we're going to go at it. But yeah, Trey Dean, he fell out all draft boards because he ran an atrocious 40-yard dash. That was it. Just a 40. Travis, before I get on here, my boy, you just go to the top of the chat and it'll say gifts, I think. It'll say Chris Wright, 20 gifts, whatever. Chris, yeah, just click that, and I think it says accept gifts on there. I'm pretty sure. Somebody will explain it to you in the chat, my brother. If you can't find it, let us know. And somebody will help you in the chat, man. William Wright with 5 gifted subs. Appreciate you, William. Look, they're out of here. All these are out here, guys. If you don't claim them, they're going to go wasted. So claim those bad boys. Claim them, and let's get it going. You got to click it. You got to accept the gifts. Let's go. But back to Trey Dean. He ran an atrocious 40-yard sprint, got knocked out of stuff. I want to show you guys some clips of Trey Dean in New York. Okay? I'm going to make this bigger. Let me make this bigger for you. Here's Trey Dean. Okay? Watch some of these clips right here. This is Trey Dean coming down inside the box. He's picking up a run. He's basically playing a position right here. He's basically playing another linebacker position. He's down in the box. He's kind of doing the Chamari Connor. He's kind of doing the Mike Edwards here. He's doing, a little bit of the Justin Reed row coming down in the box. Watch the action here. Look at that. I'll go back one more time. Watch how he reads. First, he sees the guard pull. The guard pulls to the right. The guard pulls right. And he sees the hole open up. So, of course, 79's shooting the gap. But the smart instinct of Dean is that he just goes where he shot from. He just went to the opposite side of where his guy shot from. So they almost ran a stunt without running a stunt. Okay? And then the pulling guard was looking out here at 33. He was looking out at the corner. Didn't even see Dean shoot the gap until he was too late. And Dean just goes right by him, baby. Hits him. Here's another play. Dean coming back down in the box again. He's essentially a 4th linebacker right here. Watch this one. Shoots the gap and just drills the running back. A little counter, a little fake counter. Boom, he comes back into the hole, and Trey Dean just lights him up. Here he is again, down in the box. The defensive end crashes. Trey Dean's going to be one-on-one against a slot wide receiver or a tight end, whoever that is off the back of the line, that little white guy there in the back. I can't read the number. That's a tight end. That's a tight end. Is it really trying to put a block like that? Surely to God, that's a wide receiver. But watch, he kind of turns his body. Trey Dean just throws him. Just throws that cat right off of him and says, no way. Not having it. Here he is again. He's not even pictured. So he's back in his safety position here. Not pictured. Look at him come in and fill that run in. Right in the gap. Right in the thing. Here he is on special teams coverage. Laying the wood. Trey Dean could be a nice little pickup for the Chiefs. That could be a sneaky one. It could be a sneaky one. Can he play in the playoffs? Yes, I think he's eligible to play. He could play this week. You have to make a roster spot for him, but he can play this week. Will they game plan it and do it? I don't know. But, dude, there was a bidding war going on for Trey Dean. A bidding war. He was a very intriguing free agent. The Jets actually invited him back for 2024, and he said, nay, nay. Don't want to play for that dumpster fire. And boy, he's excited to be a Chief. They've not really announced anything. I mean, I think it's official. He's with the Chiefs. I just don't think they've announced anything about him playing, practicing, anything like that. But again, I haven't really dug into it too much. But I was excited when I heard Trey Dean was claimed by the Chiefs. That's a good one. That's a really sneaky one. It really is. And if he shows that he can come in and play well, in which he has no reason not to. I think he's a smart football player. He comes up big. He comes up big in big moments. That's why Trey Dean always did at Florida. He come up big in big moments. So I think he's fine. That may now save you a draft spot because now you don't have to draft maybe a safety late. You know what I mean? Because now that Brian Cook kind of has that bad injury, and then Deion Bush, they've been using him. So you might need to get somebody like a Deion Bush. So Bush is probably going to walk. Mike Edwards may not be here next year. Maybe he takes big money. You may have to go get you a safety. But if this guy does what Mike Edwards does and Edwards leaves, you've got this guy, young kid, back in the secondary, and you don't have to waste the draft pick now. Or you got a nice draft pick. And you play him with Trey Dean, and the best guy wins. But the thing is, this makes options. It creates options for Bretty Veach. That's what it does. So yeah, I appreciate you guys being here. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you hitting that like button, baby. I appreciate you doing all this. I appreciate the memberships, becoming members, turning on those memberships. We just now hit 100 likes. We're at 101. So hit those likes for me if you don't care. Let's keep it going. Is there anything anybody wants to talk about? Throw it in the chat. We'll talk about it. We'll just talk about it. Ledre Stevens. Ledre. I don't know how it's pronounced, and I'm sorry if I butchered it. I'm going to say Ledre Stevens. Do you think we bring back Sneed after his play this year? L'Jarius Sneed has had an exceptional year. I didn't freeze. That wasn't my internet that time. I wanted to bring up my thoughts on L'Jarius Sneed, and he has earned himself some big money. Look, he got drafted here. We developed him. We give him an opportunity, and he's earned this is going to be his first big opportunity to get paid. If the Chiefs obviously can't give it to him, then I fault him not a bit to go get it from somewhere else. Like, this is the time you got to make your money, your first and your second contracts. You got to make your money. If the Chiefs want to give him money, more power to it. He's going to make it somewhere. I just don't know if the Chiefs can do it. Would I like the Chiefs to do it? Yes. I just don't know how they can probably fit it in unless he takes something very team-friendly. That's possible, but I don't expect him to. I really don't. So, other than that, though, L'Jarius Sneed, he's awesome. And by the way, Steve released a video today. If you haven't watched that, because YouTube kind of buried it in the algorithm, it's only like a 3-minute video. So after we're done here, go over and watch that bad boy. Steve talks about it. L'Jarius Sneed actually has now got into the Pro Bowl thanks to Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning picked him to come into the Pro Bowl as a coach's pick. Manning is coaching the AFC, and he picked L'Jarius Sneed. He made L'Jarius Sneed a Pro Bowler. But let's hope Sneed doesn't have to go to the Pro Bowl. Let's hope he's playing in the Super Bowl. He can put it on his resume. But daggone it, he better not be there playing. We better be getting ready for the Super Bowl. Ray, what's up, brother? He says, Mike, aren't you getting tired of the disrespect that Mahomes still gets from the media as if he has to prove himself every year with him? The media hates Kansas City. The general public hates Kansas City. We win, we're successful. This happened with the Patriots. This happened with Dallas in the 90s. It always happens. People still hate Dallas to this day. I get it, their fans are annoying, but that's one of the reasons. Success brings haters. They're never going to admit that Mahomes is one of the best to ever play the game. And look, you can dig into whatever you want. You can race bait. You can say it's because he has a stupid haircut. You can say it because he talks like Kermit. You can say because they don't like his wife, because his best friend dates Taylor Swift. Come up with anything you want to discourage Patrick Mahomes, and they can talk and talk and talk, but he proves it on the field every single time he's out there. look what he did this year. He's going to have better stats than Lamar Jackson, and Lamar Jackson's going to end up getting the MVP. And he did that this year with a turd group of wide receivers, by the way, because Brett Veach and the coaching staff missed big time with the wide receiver core. He did that with that. He did that with an aging Travis Kelce. He did that with an offensive line that was kind of makeshift on the outside because, believe me, Taylor and Smith have been serviceable this year, but I don't think they've played to like all pro levels by any means. So he's done a great job this year. I've been critical of him at times. There are certain games where Mahomes was in his head. He didn't want to throw the ball. He didn't trust his receivers. He wanted to dink and dunk and hold on too long. Fine. He had some bad games, but that just shows that in his good games, he's still done what he did. Mahomes deserves all the credit. He's putting the turtleneck on. Turtleneck Pat is different. When you get to the playoff Pat meets turtleneck Pat, it's different. It's just different. So it's going to be an amazing week this week when we bounce Josh Allen, because believe me, they want Josh Allen. They think this is Josh Allen's time. He made it on Madden cover. You know, this is the Bills' time. What a story it would be, right? For the NFL. What a story for Josh Allen to win a Super Bowl. But it's not happening. The Chiefs got to go out there and just drill them. Don't keep it close enough to have some stupid no-call penalty or some stupid late hit penalty or the toe over the line because he didn't clip his toenail yesterday. Whatever it is, let's just get that out. Let's beat them to a pulp. Let's beat them in the trenches. Let's ground and pound. Let's unleash Pop like Pop has never been unleashed. Raging Bull. And let's destroy them. Let's take away their souls. Let's rip it out of their body, and let's go dump it in Niagara Falls. That's what I say about it. Like, we don't care about the Bills. I'm not scared of the Bills. I'm not scared of Josh Allen. I'm not scared of that pathetic defense. The Chiefs are the only team I'm scared of. Do they want to play to their potential? Do they want to go out there and play like they don't give a crap? That's what I'm scared of. But after last week, I don't think they have any doubt because it's playoff time, and they know it. I think Kelsey's more alert. I think Mahomes is more alert. I think everybody's coming around, and they're figuring it out. Like, hey, this is go time. No more screwing around. It's go time. So, yeah, good question, Ray. But, yeah, that's the reason. They just hate us. Everybody hates us. They're tired of winning. America used to support underdogs, and they still do. It's not like but America used to like a good success story. And over the last, 10 years, everything in America has kind of shifted. It's like a cultural shift. The people that are on top, everybody hates. Now it's everybody. It's fight versus fight, me versus me, neighbor versus neighbor, this versus that, right versus left, up versus down. Who knows? Everybody has to fight 24/7. So if anybody's on top, if anybody has success, people don't accept and like the success anymore. They don't strive to be like the people on top. They want to tear them down to get there. You don't tear people down to get there. You work harder to get up to meet their level. But that's not the way America works anymore. So this is very much expected. So we have to deal with it. We're the villains. We've said it over and over again. We're the villains. Let's accept the row. Let's accept the row and let's crush their soul with it. That's what I say. Crush them. Cole says, if we get to the Super Bowl, who do you think we will face? I think right now, it's probably the 49ers. That's who I would give. Steve actually said good Lord, it was this offseason. He said, I think the Eagles were frauds. I don't think they'll be back to the Super Bowl this year, and I don't think they're going to have a good season. About halfway through the season, we laughed, and I laughed, and I said, Steve, good call, idiot. I said, good call, buddy. And then they had a monumental meltdown, and they stunk, dude. They just got blown off the field by Baker Mayfield. Now, look, Mayfield and the Bucs have a lot of good weapons, but I don't think they're as good as the 49ers overall. So I think the 49ers are going to come out of that. I really do. A lot of people are saying Detroit. Detroit's fine, but I think Detroit had such an emotional high off their last win, just getting that first playoff win. That may be such an emotional high that they just kind of come out and lay an egg this time, like a dud. We'll see. I'm not rooting against anybody in the NFC. I don't have a dog in a fight over there, so I don't care. I think the Chiefs are better than any of them if we get there, but first we got to prove we're better because we're going to have to go through the Ravens. We're going to have to go through the Bills. I don't think the Ravens get beat by the Texans, but we'll see. Crazier things have happened. But I think right now it'd probably be a rematch of Super Bowl, 54? I think that's probably the rematch. Bam says, who's the refs going to be for this game? It's Sean Hockley. Sean Hockley and his crew. You remember his dad, Ed? He was the bodybuilder. He's out there with his guns out, you know? Ed Hockley, it's his boy. Amira says, they always say it's Josh Allen's time every season, then look what happened. Exactly. But it's the same thing. You know, just wait. It's going to be Josh Allen this week, and if we go in there and we beat up on him, then next week all you're going to hear is, oh my God, it's C.J. Stroud's time if they get the upset, right? C.J. Stroud's going to take over Mahomes and prove he's now the new young gun. And if he don't, guess what? Lamar Jackson. It's Lamar Jackson's time. He's going to prove why he's the MVP. He's going to have a Super Bowl ring. Blah, blah, blah. Like, who cares what the media says? The media are a bunch of clowns. It's a clown show. It doesn't matter what you watch, it's a clown show. Turn it on any news network and watch it. They might as well be sitting there with a colorful wig and a big old red nose, because everything they say is a lie. Everything they say is false. It's twisted to fit a narrative that makes you think a certain way. It's twisted to make everybody hate everybody and to fight. That's all it is. America's become insane when it comes to the media. So I don't watch sports media. I don't watch any media. It's ridiculous. That's why I think shows like Me and Steve, internet shows, YouTube, Pat McAfee, he started off like that and he went to ESPN. ESPN's giving him crap. But it's shows like that we'll come out and we'll say what we want to say and there's nobody above us. I know YouTube can pull the monetization anytime they want. Heck, they can kick us off the platform. But guess what? The internet exists and we'll find another way. But that's what I'm saying. We will tell you how it is, and I don't have an agenda to spin. I may spin it towards the Chiefs because I'm a Chiefs fan, but as a Chiefs fan, you might like that. So other than that, yeah, it's insane. Chris Wright, what's up, brother? He give us 5 more. I appreciate you, Chris, man. He said Lions versus Chiefs would be epic in Vegas. Open season and close season, only this time we win. That would be a cool Super Bowl. I think Lions versus Chiefs would be a really cool Super Bowl. I really do. Do the Lions have enough star power? Well, the same way about the Chiefs. Being such a middle America, flyover state, they don't like the Chiefs. We got a very small market compared to some of these big guns like San Francisco and places like that. But I will say that would be cool. I don't know if the Lions, I think the Lions have enough fans that they would do well. I think they could get something out of the Lions. Detroit's a big spot. I mean, for real, I bet their fans are begging for it. So it would be kind of cool. But yeah, I really never thought about the Lions versus Chiefs. Sorry, guys. Does anybody think Green Bay has a dark horse chance of getting in there? Like, have they stumbled upon? I don't think Jordan Love by any means is a Aaron Rodgers type quarterback just yet. I have to see more from him. But for his first full season as a starter, boy, at times during that Dallas game, did it not look like they had found another 10, 12, 15-year franchise QB? Like, how does this – it's an embarrassment of riches up there. Who drafts quarterbacks for the Packers, man? It's insane. But, yeah, I don't think they got enough to do it. I really do think it's going to be the 49ers. I really think the Lions will sizzle. Or fizzle, not sizzle. They have been sizzling. Now I think it's time to go fizzling. I think they fizzle a little bit this week. So it is what it is. But KY says, oh my God, we would be Darth Vader level villains if we beat the Lions. Yeah. Dude, if they want to make the Chiefs more hated, take us to the Super Bowl and call an obvious penalty in the final drive and watch the Chiefs win and then see how much the America collectively cries. You know the meme where the little the woman's like screaming at the sky and crying, like that would be America. Like collectively, we would just hear a sigh and a weep. That's all it would be. Let's see. I'm trying to catch up on chat. trying to catch up on chat. I hope you guys are doing good though, and I appreciate you guys being here. And I'm just kind of talking and ranting a little bit today. I didn't have a lot prepared. Just wanted to talk a little Chiefs with you guys. It's fun to talk with you guys, and it's fun to interact. We've missed seeing you guys. Missed seeing Chris around. I'm glad Chris has been here with me today, man. I've missed Chris. I've missed him. A lot of you guys, man. I'm seeing Josh Zimbauer's in the chat. Lewis, Tom, Brenda, William, Amy, Jeff, so many of you guys in the Tilly train. Tilly, I remember Tilly. She was here all the time. Is Tilly I'm not even going to ask that. It's 2023. I'll probably get, or 2024. I may get canceled for asking you that question. But if you'd like to tell me in the chat, you go for it. I don't want to be getting canceled over here. You know, YouTube's looking for anything. Pops, he says new sports movie this weekend, Return of the Reaper. Yeah, man. Did anybody notice? I mean, I know it was going around. Let me see if I can find this for you guys really quick. If I get a little quiet, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to find some. I'm sure you can hear my keyboard clicking. Ain't that something, bro? I just went to YouTube, or not YouTube. I went to Google and typed in Mahomes helmet cracked. And do you want to know that All Chiefed Up is the first video recommended by Google? Look at that. Getting a little Google love out here. It's crazy. You never get no Google love. Here it is, though. I'll bring it up for you. I found this. Now, I'm telling you, this is from the U.S. Sun website. I'm probably going to bring this up, and then it's going to end up showing a bunch of ads over what I'm trying to get to, but you'll see it. Let me see if I can bring it up. Share this tab. And here we go. Did anybody see where the crack in his helmet looks like the Grim Reaper? Like straight up, dude. Like how crazy. It really does look like the Grim Reaper. Look at the Reaper hood and then look at the sickle going over the head. Mahomes, we've had so many fun things happen. This is a sign, baby, that the Grim Reaper's coming out. When it's grim, be the Grim Reaper. Grim Reaper Pat is here. Grim Reaper Pat is here. Look at the Grim Reaper on his helmet. We were all told in broad daylight that the Reaper had arrived. And what did he do after that? He stole the soul of the Dolphins right after that. He did it in the moment, by the way. That run right there was insane. If he would have had a helmet that would have fit him, he probably would have just threw the ball away and went and took the field goal. He probably would have punched it in there. But I'm going to tell you, he's back. The Reaper's back, baby. He's back. And I'm excited for it. I love Patrick Mahomes, man. I get hard on him sometimes, you know. I do it with all the Chiefs. I mean, it's just, I grew up, I've knew nothing but Kansas City Chiefs. I've never rooted for another team in my life. I don't even watch other teams. It's Kansas City or nothing. I've always been like that. And I always will be. And guess what? The Chiefs, they're going to be here long after Mahomes is retired. And they were here a long time before. So Mahomes is just a blip on the radar that we all have to enjoy. But boy, is he special. And again, I'm hard on him, but it's like a father-son kind of thing. It's like, I know they can do better. And sometimes they'll disappoint me. And I'm a little hard on them. But at the end of the day, if they need anything, I'm here. And that's what it is, man. That's the love that we have for the Chiefs. That's why Chiefs Kingdom's different. That's why we're special. That's why we're different. Jesus, our boy with a 10 bomb. I enjoy the content. Your unfiltered takes are refreshing. Whoop that buffalo booty. Jesus, our boy, man. Look at this guy. Dude, we got such good people around here. The ACU crew is so awesome. You guys are the reason that we continue to do this. Like I'm telling you, it gets so stressful sometimes. It's like, dude, because you know, we still have to do a 40-hour-a-week job. We're doing stuff like we have to spend time with family. You know, it's just life. You guys know how hard life is. And then we decided to do this, and it's grew to a place where it's like, good God, it's so much. Now it's like working 2 full-time jobs. But we keep doing it, and we keep grinding it because we have fun talking to you guys, and then we have fun just interacting with people like you guys, and Jesus, and all these, the Chris Wrights of the world, and all you guys that support. And that's why we do it, man. Like, we just love it. So we're going to continue to do it. And I appreciate your kind words. Thanks for gassing us up over here. Jesus. Jesus, gassing us up. I tell you what, I'm going to sing you a song. Jesus, here we go. Jesus, gassing up the ACU crew. Oh, yeah. Daggone. That's like a voice of Fergie and Jesus right there, baby. You know, a little bit of Step Brothers action right there. Sometimes I'll just get the vibe. I just want to come out and sing you a little something, you know, and it's what it is. JCP, what's up, brother? He says, are you guys going live for the Chiefs game? No, man, we talked about it before this season started. We always get together, watch the games as a family. Me and Steve get together. We get together with our pops, usually about 90% of the games. There's sometimes where the Chiefs play super late where we don't want to travel back and forth. I'm about 45 minutes away. So there's some games where like weather or something, I just don't want to get out. But for the most part, we'll get together and watch the games. We just kind of BS back and forth. And then we try to get home. And once we get home, we'll settle in, and probably an hour after the game, an hour and a half-ish, we usually jump on, give our instant reactions to it, and do it that way. But no, we don't. At some point, you know, in all of this, years down the road or something, maybe we will come up with something to do for the game. I don't know. We've kind of thrown out some ideas like, I don't even want to say it. Like if I say it, somebody's going to jack it. But yeah, we've been coming up with some ideas. We've been coming up with ideas. So maybe not. But yeah, Chiefs Edits. What's up, Chiefs? He says, you better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout because the Chiefs are going to Buffalo. Let me tell you something. That would break the internet. I can't do it. And yes, I did touch your drum set, JCP. Amy, can we give Skyy Moore the wrong time for the flight for the game so he can? That's rude. That's rude. You know, I'm still kind of under, and I know it's not a common sentiment, but if you look where Skyy came from, like he come from a really small conference. He's an undersized guy. Again, I don't think the Chiefs use him properly a lot. I think there's something with Skyy that, like, if I were Brett Veach, I wouldn't give up on him. Like, I wouldn't say, hey, this guy sucks, I'm just done. Like, I think I want to see him for at least the rest of his rookie contract. I think I changed the way we use him. I don't think he's been used properly. I think there's certain things you could maybe increase to make him look better. Think about this. Sometimes guys go to just good situations, and sometimes they don't. Tim Couch, for example, played with UK, got drafted in Cleveland. He took Cleveland to the playoffs. But yeah, when you look back, they say Tim Couch was a bust. And it's like, if he could take Cleveland to the playoffs as bad as they were, was he really that much of a bust? Like if he would have came to like a good situation, what if he would have came to a Chiefs-esque type of team and got to sit behind a Alex Smith-esque quarterback and play for an Andy Reid-esque coach? What could he have done in his career? So see, sometimes I feel like it's situation more than player a lot. Now, Skyy Moore got put in a sweet situation, but at the same time, were we expecting so much from him because we're Brett Veach drafted him? And then you see all the guys around him. Like you see the George Pickens. A lot of people wanted Pickens. And you see Pickens succeed, and then you're like, okay, well now it's kind of having two kids, you know? It's kind of like having two children, and one of your children's a genius and the other one just can't figure out how to read. It's like you can't not love the poor guy that can't read. You just have to put a little extra work into it, and you never know. 10 years down the road, he may be a rocket scientist. That's how I kind of feel about Skyy. Like, everybody hates on him, and it's fun. I'll even make jokes this and there, you know, from time to time, but I feel like the intangibles are there. Like, he's a good kid. He's smart. He's got what it takes. Like, he had a lot of receiving yards in college. He forced the most misses. But see, that's because they got him the ball quick in space. He makes the guys miss and he goes. If you see some of his biggest plays here, he's getting the ball quick. He's creating, and he's creating in space, and he's making guys miss, and he's getting up the field. And then when they make him run from outside, and they're making him use like his body size to get open and this and that, and it's weird sometimes. But and at the risk of just trying to sound like a Skyy Moore homer, because it's definitely not that, but I'm just not too ready to give up on him just yet. And I'm not saying that if you're there, cool, I'm not going to dog you for it. But I think there's something about Skyy Moore that if he could focus, and like I said, he didn't come from a big conference, so maybe his learning curve is just a little different, you know? And again, if your learning curve's a little slower and you're not being put in the right positions and you're not being used correctly and it just kind of feels overwhelming, sometimes you just get beat down and then you get in your own head. I think we've seen that with Kadarius Toney this year. You get in your own head and then that's just more and more piling on. And then the fans are down on you and the talking heads are down on you and your own family don't even want to invite you over for Thanksgiving. So, I mean, I've been there. It's just one of those things, you know, and I don't want to be too hard on. I mean, I've been hard on people this year. Like, come on, Kadarius Toney. There's been times I wanted to wring his neck, but at the end of the day, like I said, I think it was Detroit game, that had to be tough on him mentally. Imagine you going to work and you have the worst day of your life, and somebody's televising it into a TV show. Boy, I don't know if you'd like that very much. So, I mean, these guys get a lot of heat, but I mean, they make a lot of money too. It all comes with the territory. But I'm rooting for Skyy Moore. Like, he's a Chief. He was drafted here. I think he's a good kid, man. I'm rooting for him. Can he do it? I don't know. I'm still on the fence about it, but I'm not going to knock him while he's trying to figure it out. In 2 years, if he just doesn't pan out and the Chiefs get rid of him, then I'll go and say, hey, he stunk. You know, you can say that. But at the same time, what if he gets picked up by what if he goes to the next place Bill Belichick goes to? For example, what if Belichick went to, just say Belichick goes to the Chargers and they trade Skyy Moore. They trade for like a 5th round pick for Skyy Moore and put him in the slot and use him like Julian Edelman. They just start peppering him 15 times a game out of the slot. Like, you never know. And then, like, we're like, oh, my God, look at Puka Nacua. This dude's having a killer year for the Rams. And I guarantee you, guys, if he was drafted by the Chiefs, he would not be doing what he's doing right now. He's not going to have the same snaps. He's not in the same scheme. Reed doesn't like to put rookies into the fire that quick. So his learning curve is a little slower. I just really think a lot of people, you know, sometimes situations determine things. So if Puka had been drafted here, boy, I don't think he'd had nowhere near the season he had over in LA. So it is what it is, but I'm for you guys. JCP says, rooting for Skyy Moore down in my plums. In my plums, my juicy, my bluish hue plums. Yeah, the plums. Chief said, it says, have you ever wanted to play in the NFL? When I was in high school, I played. I don't think I ever had NFL as an ambition because I was a little undersized. I played defensive line and I played offensive line. I played right tackle, and then because I'm not very tall, I'm only about 6'1.5", 6 foot, somewhere in that range, depending on what shoes I wear. I was a pretty good offensive lineman, like, not to toot my own horn. I was the only offensive lineman that won a weekly, like, MVP thing for a district. So, I mean, I'll give it that. But I didn't put together, like, my coaches didn't put together any game film. They didn't try to shop me to colleges. I didn't know how to do that. I didn't mess with it. I was on a team with a kid. Loved this dude, man. We were friends back in high school. His name was Matt Godey. We had first period together, and it was some kind of class with a teacher that just kind of let us do what we wanted. And of course, I was in the back, and I was about half asleep, and he was in front of me. And a quick story here, sorry, but he was in front of me, and he turned around. He said, "Mike, man, I got an offer letter from a college to play football." And I was like, "Cool, dude. What? Like, where is it? Who is it?" He said, "Miami of Ohio." And I said, "Oh, cool, because that's not too far from us, really. It's a couple hours." And I was like, "Cool." And he's like, "But I don't know if I want to do it." And he sat there and talked about it. And eventually he come to the realization that he didn't think he was going to take it, that he didn't know if he wanted to play football further, and he didn't know if that was the right fit, and that he wanted to pursue something different. And no lie, he would have went to school. He played wide receiver. His quarterback would have been Ben Roethlisberger. He would have been playing with Ben Roethlisberger. Coming out of a small school in Kentucky, he would have played with Ben Roethlisberger as his quarterback. And he missed that opportunity in life because he just chose poorly that day. I can remember that day. And look, there may be more behind the story that I don't know, as to why he didn't go or whatever. But from what I remember, that was it. And boy, that kind of sucks. But yeah, I never really had that. I thought maybe I could have walked on somewhere, possibly like an Eastern, a Western, Division II, Division III, who knows? But I don't really think I wanted to. We kind of played music. We We were in a punk rock band, actually. We toured a little bit. We played the Warped Tour. So I kind of done that, and I just kind of quit with football. I didn't really have a lot of injuries or nothing when I played. The biggest thing I had was every day I gashed my chin right here because somebody hit me with their helmet underneath my chin. So I just stayed looking like Carrie from the Prom. After every game, dude, I was bleeding all over myself. I probably lost like 27 pints of blood by the time every game was over with. I looked like I went through battle. But besides that, I never really had any big injuries or anything. So I kind of just stepped back and I was like, look, you played football like a lot and you really didn't have any big injuries. You didn't have concussions. You didn't have anything crazy. So I just kind of quit and went on with something else. But thanks for the question, man. And sorry I went off on a wild rant. I'm sorry for that. And while I was ranting, Samuel Lofton with the 20 bomb, baby. Throw some legendaries in the chat for Sam. Samuel. Hopefully we're going to do to Buffalo what the Bengals did to them in the playoffs last year. Cold weather, run the ball, play good defense, and be physical. Sam, you hit the nail on the head. If you want to beat Buffalo, you smack them in the mouth. Their biggest, everybody's like, Buffalo's physical. Buffalo's physical. How do you beat a physical team? Be more physical. Don't run from them. If a bully's bullying you, okay, if a bully bullies you, you don't run from them. They'll keep bullying you. You smack them in the mouth. You stand up to them, you smack them in the mouth. Rip their soul out. That's what I hope we do. Cold weather, run the ball, play good defense, be physical. The Chiefs have to lean into their strengths. Their strengths are their defense. We're a Super Bowl defense. We have Pop as our running back. That dude is awesome. I love Pop. You can see right back here on the shelf. Let me take this off. Look at that. The Pacheco signed Rutgers jersey, baby. Why? Because I love Pop. I believe in Pop. Pop is the man. Let Pop win this game for us. Let him just pound it. That's what I want to see. But I appreciate you, Samuel, for the 20 bomb. Throw some legendaries in the chat for Sam. Can I call you Sammy? I like it. Sammy boy. I love it. I love it. I'm going to be on here for just a few more minutes, guys, and then I got to bail out. I got to do some driving today. My job's taking me out to Lexington, Kentucky tonight. So I'm going to be out there. I'm going to be in Bengals country. Sometimes I'll stop by Skyline Chili with some Chiefs gear on just to see all the Bengals fans cringe a little bit. And I'm like, hey, how you guys enjoying the playoffs from the comfort of your couch, you bunch of losers? You bunch of losers. And then, I leave before I get shot at or something. But yeah, I'll answer a few more, man. I'm gonna answer a few more, then I gotta get on out of here. But I appreciate all you guys being with me here, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you hitting that like button. I haven't even checked the likes. Let's check the likes really quick. We were at 120 last time I seen it. 142. Let's put it at 150. Let's get it to 150, guys. Once we get it to 150, I'm out. I'm out, baby. Okay. I don't know who's arguing in the chat here. Some guy named Richard. Richard, buzz off, buddy. Buzz off, Richard. Nobody likes you. You're a Buffalo fan. Nobody likes you. I think he's a Buffalo fan. Is that what it is? Oh, Samuel says Sammy's good, man. That's what the family call. Heck yeah, Sammy, my boy. Sammy, my boy. Lewis says, have you seen how the Eagles fans are asking the Eagles to fire Nick? I haven't. And look, ever since Nick Sirianni, I didn't like Nick Sirianni back in the Super Bowl when he was talking trash across the field to one of our players. That was arrogant. You know what I'd have done? This would have probably got me ejected. But if I was the Chiefs, I would have called a play. I would have called a play towards Nick Sirianni, and I would have had my guy run out of bounds, and I'd have decked him. I'd have decked that sucker into the first row. I'd have flipped him. That's how we used to play. We were old school. That's how we used to do it. Look, nowadays they probably say it's bad sportsmanship. It's what it is. Quit talking trash. We're playing a man's game out here. If you're going to back it up. When he was taunting us in Arrowhead, see ya, you didn't win another freaking game, bro. I hope that dude gets fired. I hope he matter of fact, I hope he comes to the Raiders. I hope he goes to the Chargers. I hope he comes somewhere in our division and we beat his ass for the next 5 years. That's what I want to say. Nick Sirianni annoys me to no end. So thank you, Lewis, for getting me fired up about Nick Sirianni. And I don't know how they're asking for him to be fired, but I hope it's tarred and feathered and hung from the Rocky statue, dangling there by his underwear, just a wedgie for days so everybody can come by and talk trash to him. You can give him some Philly cheesesteaks and some water, but other than that, keep him hanging, wedgied up by the Rocky statue and let everybody talk trash for a few days. That's how I want to see it done. That's how I want to see it done. And that's what he gets, man. That's what he gets. Jeff says, how do you receive gifts? I hit the president, and the president says, block a report. Okay, so when I'm hitting the president at the top, it says, buy gift memberships, accept memberships. So you can do that. So I think it's just that. Again, we always had a problem with this the last time because YouTube's so weird. They just won't make it easy. Like, why wouldn't YouTube just make it to where everybody's allowed to accept a gift? Like, who doesn't want a free gift, bro? Like, we're all just not out here so privileged in life that we're turning around free crap. We're like, no, thank you. I don't want nothing for free. I'm freaking Richard Branson. I'm freaking Elon Musk. I don't want free stuff. I'll just buy your soul from you. No. Like, we want free things. Like, why is YouTube so weird? Just let people have it, dude. Yeah, I don't know. They're weird. Renee, what's up? I hope I didn't... Oh, you only posted this 3 minutes ago. I thought I was that far behind, so I hope you hadn't bailed out on me. You still may be bailed out by now because I'm crazy. Where are you in Kentucky? I'm right around Louisville. So I say Louisville. I mean, I'm basically in Louisville. I can throw an egg and hit Louisville. So I'm basically in Louisville. Yeah. But Kentucky's kind of so small. Like, there's not a lot of places. Like, if I say I went to California, somebody's like, hey, man, where are you from in Kentucky? If I don't say Louisville, I don't know if anybody would know. They probably don't even know Lexington. You should know them because of Kentucky. Big Blue, the best basketball program ever. Sorry, Jayhawks. Suck it. That's one thing we can't agree on. Like, I'm a UK. I'm a blue blood, baby. Don't like Duke. I guess we can all agree on that. We don't like Michigan State here. Guess we can agree on that. And we don't like Missouri, do we, by the way? They're in our SEC now. No, but, yeah. I can't really say, like, I can't say, oh, I'm from, Elizabethtown. Or technically, I'm from Grayson County, a little town called Clarkson. Probably only had about 2,000 people in it, tops. Had one convenience store, one stoplight. Man, those were the days. And they tore down our entire childhood, by the way. We just grow up, we played sports at the baseball field, our school in the area. And now when you go through there, they just tore it all down and rebuilt it. They just tore down our whole childhood, man. That's how you know you're getting old. They just they just rip off your childhood. Guess that's better than ripping off your manhood. That could be a little worse. But yeah, man, I guess I'm going to get out of here. I appreciate you guys for being with me. I really do. I appreciate you. Watch this video. If you don't care, go back and watch that one Steve released today about Peyton Manning and L'Jarius Sneed. It's cool. It's only 3 minutes. So if you guys watch that video for just 3 minutes, hit the like button. You don't know what that does for the channel. Like, it makes it to where, like, you watch this and then you go watch that 3-minute video. YouTube just eats that up, man. That'll help our channel grow so much. Hey, Mike, can you bring back the suck it clip? Let me see if I have it. If I do, I'll hit him with a suck it. Oh, wait, here we go.
Suck it! Suck it! We got 2 words for you! Suck it!
Buffalo, suck it. That's what's up. Appreciate you guys being here. Appreciate you guys spending your Wednesday with me. We'll be back sometime. We're probably going to do a 20K subscriber celebration party. May do that on Saturday. Me and Steve should be able to get together on Saturday, do a 20K celebration. Hope to see you guys here. Be sure to watch this. Watch that video Steve put out today. It was awesome. It was about Peyton Manning. It's only 3 minutes. Just watch that. Hit it for me. Hit that like button on your way out. Hit that sub button if you haven't. Check out Foco. Check out the memberships. Do all the good stuff for us. We appreciate you guys. Love you guys. And with that, I'm out of here.
There goes a sight from my soul.